Good afternoon and welcome to the Day After podcast and two people's favorite sub-show, Too Many Kubricks, where we watch and discuss every Stanley Kubrick film in chronological order. On episode 4, we had the delight of watching and now discussing 1957's Path of Glory, directed by Stanley Kubrick. He's good again! No, he's good the first time, let's be careful.
The Kubrick has arrived.
Oh, shit. Okay, look, you can make as many shitty films as you want. Like, I understand Fear and Desire, The Killing and Killer's Kiss. No, little middling. It's like people shat on Watch Mojo and they're like top 10 Kubrick movies.
Not that many.
Well, no. He made 13 movies, but the thing is, the top 10 is everything from Paths of Glory to Eyes Wide Shut.
So just everything.
And then the 3 honorable mentions are the ones he tried to destroy.
Oh, I was getting worried. 3 in a row where those were really bad. Paths of Glory is fantastic.
This is the first of 2 films that he with Kirk Douglas.
Oh, so the next is Spartacus?
It would be, yes.
Okay. Oh, and I had never seen this movie before.
Me neither.
And I was worried that it was going to be one of those classic black and white movies with a lot of hype and not a lot to say for and I thought the hype was going to ruin it. No, this was delightful. I thought I kind of knew what I was expecting the first half.
Okay.
But then the second half surprised me. I was not expecting the trials and the execution scenes.
I do kind of like courtroom or like discussion or journalism movies, I found out.
Yeah.
So I like Spotlight a lot. Guys, if you're playing along at home, Kirk Douglas was asked by a higher officer to use his group of 36 people to try to take something called the Anthill, which, while an important...
it's more than 36.
What? Okay, well, he's got his group of people to take something called the Anthill. It's out there. It's very, very difficult to get, but if they get it, they might have a good advantage. And at first, Kirk Douglas's character Dax says, "No, I'm not. No." He goes,
"That's suicidal."
No, he's like, "No, but you can do it." Fine, and he does it, and shit goes from bad to worse to even worse, and they start coming back.
So a third, 2/3 goes into no man's land, and then makes it halfway, retreats. 1/3 is so gunned down by machine gun fire they don't even leave their trenches.
Okay, yeah, and when Dax's superior officer finds out about this, he is nonplussed and willing to execute most of the battalion for cowardice. They mingle a little bit. They say, "No, just pick 3. We want to show people that people can die if they're not willing to die for their French country." And so begins
this mock trial, which is just there to save people's asses.
In the most absurdly satirical building I've ever seen.
So yeah, 3 soldiers basically at random are picked to be executed to save the asses of some generals, and Dax tries to save them, but it's a mock trial. It's a foregone conclusion. These men are going to be executed.
Yeah, it was very there were no theatrics to this interpretation of a trial. It was very much we'll say we had a trial, but they got right to it. Like, did you go up? Did you come back? All right, fuck them, dead.
Yeah. And then as a kind of a last ditch fuck you, Dax gets the General Brulard, the Scarface guy.
Yeah.
The guy who didn't order the attack, but is like the guy who ordered Dax to the attack and ordered these men to be executed. He gets him in trouble.
Yeah.
For ordering the artillery to
fire on my guys because they
3rd.
won't do what I said. That's a little fucked up. This whole movie's a little fucked up.
This is so fucked up.
There's a movie that is here's what upset me the most about Fear and Desire is that it claims to be an anti-war movie, and when you know that this movie Paths of Glory is coming out, you're like, what? You're gonna do Paths of Glory? This movie does the arbitrality of war better than I think maybe any movie I've ever seen.
And it doesn't even it doesn't much focus on war as fighting an enemy. The first time we see a German is at the end.
Oh, fuck, I didn't even think about that.
The first time, it's just a singing girl. That's the only time we ever see Germans.
Right now, we're fighting against some nebulous other.
Yes.
Oh, I never know. That's really cool. So the other time, it's a lot of chain of command. It's like a procedural almost.
Yeah, it's all about the bureaucracy of the military and how so many of these generals are just playing the game.
Yeah.
They and you see that the top general, what was his name?
I'm trying to keep it clean. I don't want to jump into names. But
Moreau was the Scarface guy.
Yes.
Brulard, he is the highest ranking general you see in the movie.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even believe in, like, he will start spouting these phrases of patriotism and this jingoism. But then when the Dex asks him, "Do you even really believe what you're saying?"
Not even a word.
Nope.
Gets up and starts leaving.
And later, when Dex calls him out on it at the end, Brulard says, I pity you because you're an idealist.
Mm-hmm.
That you actually believe in what you're like. Brulard assumes that Dex has an ulterior motive. He's just trying to crawl the ranks of the
better than thou.
Yeah, but some part of me, I have to ask about the Dex character. If he's an idealist, why the fuck is he in this war? This is not a war for idealists.
No, it's not. It's you said multiple times under your breath, fucking hate World War I.
I hate World War I. It's the most absurd fucking conflict that you can find in modern history. I hate it. It's just a bunch of European empires going, I want an empire. Let's kill millions and millions of young men.
Guys, there's 2 reasons we talk about World War II. 3 reasons we talk about World War II more than World War I. Number 2, solid bad guy. Good story arc. That's number 1. Number 2, more living people that can identify with the events of World War II. Number 3, thinking about World War I makes me angry and sad. But if I could just go back to this arbitrality, that like, hey, you 3 are the leaders of each third of the battalion. I want you to go out and pick one of your men to be made an example of. And, okay, how should we pick them? Fuck if I know. So they come back, and when you meet these guys, like, they chose me because I'm a weird asshole. They chose me because I got knocked out before I could leave the trenches. I drew an X on a piece of paper. I had a straight ass lottery.
It's total randomness. There's no reason these guys at all.
Yeah.
It's as almost their selection was as basically as random as machine gun fire.
Yeah, and it's I said a really bad thing. There's a scene where ground level we are looking at the firing squad stakes, and there's 3 people. So the guy, just a heads up, the man who is chosen at random during a scuffle in the prison area where they're being held prior to their execution, he hits his head and he's got brain damage to the point where he may not live a full day. So they kind of put him up on the stretcher to tie him to the stake. So what you see here is one man slumping over, barely conscious, one man weeping his eyes out, and the third one just like, fucking whatever. I'm just done with this entire thing.
Trying his best to seem like to go out courageously.
Yeah.
And also forcing the guy who got him here to look him in the eye.
Ooh, that's
like, you selected me. You're gonna look me in the eye, you bitch.
You look. There's a line from Saw 6 where this guy sentences another man to death, and I like to quote it all the time. It's like, "Look at me when you're killing me. You look at me." It's more quiet and dignified, but it's got that same stank on it.
This
It's such a frustrating movie, but the fact that he can make me frustrated is so. I am so happy he can make me this frustrated.
And it has this. Again, you mentioned. Kubrick's his trademarks are starting to appear.
The one that I noticed is using set design to be bitingly satirical. The fact that we're having this farce, what do they call it? A trial? A court-martial.
Yeah.
Having this farce court-martial in a very dignified, prestigious room.
This Baroque palace that has been confiscated for the use of the military. And it's supposed to represent the pinnacle of civilization as they go through this absurd trial that means nothing except death.
Go ahead.
And it's so, yeah, you're right. It's so biting, but it doesn't come out and just blatantly say it's satire. He just lets it there. He just lets it be the ambiance of the scene.
Yeah, you know what's going on here. This. Oh.
You were about to say.
I do. Okay, I don't think you could make a similar movie about this on World War II. It's much more, it's much less morally ambiguous than World War One. So you may have some trouble. Well, I guess no. I take back what I said.
I think
you might have some trouble.
It depends on which side. Maybe there's some. Yeah, there are some things, but it is more difficult. Yes, but it can be done. In terms of like, okay, first off, there's so many more improvements in terms of the script is so much better. The camera is he's moving it so much in this movie, and it would be whether it's in the trenches where okay, something about trench warfare is that it's really static and it's a lot of nothing.
Well, they say at the opening that they're like, okay, we set up some trenches. 2 years, we barely moved.
Success is measured in meters.
That's a hot dick. Just
but I've seen movies set in World War One where it's really static, like because there's not much room for the camera to move. But he won't let this thing. It's either going down the aisles of the trenches or when he's in one of the rooms. He keeps having the actors move around.
Yeah, and I'll stick here. You walk around this table, discuss this shitty anthill project you have, and I'll follow you.
And it's the same thing in the Baroque buildings. He kept having the generals going, "Get up! No, walk around. No, I want to go to that corner now."
Okay, now you sit down. This is gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
You're gonna lose some pounds, fat guy. The soundtrack is better. It's not as in your fucking face annoying.
Oh, it's much much more diegetic music. Much more, if there's a court martial drum roll or something, whether being executed, that's really dope.
There's only one piece of narration.
That's nice, right at the beginning, and then done.
I was so worried when I first heard the voice.
I heard the narration. I'm like, stop.
Please, for the love of God, stop.
Like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong movie. Bye. If you're spinning, let me just add a fun fact. I don't want to be the guy that adds fun facts all the time. This is John McCain's favorite war movie.
Okay,
I can see it.
I'm glad it wasn't a Vietnam War movie because that would have been maybe too close for home for it.
Yeah, that's a little weird. We were on a roll. I'm running out of stuff to talk about. I think these are good 15-minute episodes because everybody's seen every Kubrick film ever.
Well, the ambiguity that I want to put my foot down on is it's really easy to put all of your admiration on the Kirk Douglas character and really deride and hate the generals. And we were even doing it as we were watching it. We were like, I do declare, let's go execute some people.
Let's get some coffee right before the firing squad. It'd be great.
But I think there's an element of realism that the General Brulard character says at the end when he has that last conversation with Deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's that he accuses Dex of idealism. And it seems to me that the Brulard character, yes, he spouts the jingoism, but he doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing, and he knows why he's here. And he's not. He's like, I'm playing the game of trying to get promotion. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing here?
Okay, no, yeah, you can like these guys. Why are you pretending to be so fucking noble? How did you get this far? Yeah, you're up for that guy's position, but how many different positions did you stomp on to get here?
That's true.
Yes, please, may I have another? Oh, I didn't quite like that movement on the chessboard.
It's this guy has been through many battles.
Yeah?
He's won many meters.
Oh, you're such a shit!
But what was it all fucking for? What the fuck are you doing here?
I do like that it doesn't undermine that I can appreciate what the Dax trying to Kirk Douglas trying to stand up for these three randomly selected men. Still kind of a shithead when you think about it, but it doesn't undermine what he tried. He's a good guy, but he's a little messed up in his motives. That's not bad writing. That's just thinking, Kirk.
This is
what?
World War One fucking sucks, and it ends with this beautiful scene where right after he has left a meeting with this talk where he's this discussion I was just talking about, it ends where Kirk Douglas' characters realize that he's probably going to get fired.
Seems fair.
And he comes across a tavern where his men are trying to get some entertainment right before they have to go back to the trenches, and the bartender brings up this captured German girl. She can't speak a word of French, and she's hustled up onto stage, and they kind of just they force her to start singing, and you get the sense like, oh no, this girl may get gang raped.
I did feel that. Now when as she begins to sing this German song, these men are Tex Avery style sex crazed wolves. You know that old cartoon where their eyes are popping out, they're jumping up and down, the whole 9 yards. And as she begins singing what I believe is a German lullaby,
yeah, or
it's
something.
It's a song that they've heard, but not with German
they know
words.
the melody, not the words.
Yes, and you can hear what I thought was non-diegetic. It's the entire room of sex wolves in the audience.
They start humming with
slowly humming this lullaby, and as he sits outside, he's about to say fuck it to the whole situation and just grab his men and take it out. And he says, "No, just let him be human for a couple minutes."
Right before, because someone comes to the scene and says, we've been ordered back to the front, probably for another fucking suicide mission. And just for this once, let's hum a lullaby with a German. Oh, it's so fucking sad.
I'm gonna wrap up first by saying there's a Stanley kills the idealist in me routinely, and I love it. There's a moment after he gives sworn statements to the man that says, "Hey, 4 people saw you ask to bomb our own men. I will take that into consideration," and he leaves. And as they're being tied up to the stake, you think, well, clearly somebody's gonna run out and go, "No, wait, I have news." And it doesn't. And after they're shot, there's less than 2 seconds after they get shot that it cuts back to tea and crumpets. And Stanley has crushed me in that regard, and I look forward to being crushed in the future. This is much better than the first 3 movies.
Holy shit. I am so glad that... Stanley, I'm so glad that you've woken up and that you realize that you are really good at this.
It's nothing but hit after hit after hit from here on out.
Oh, okay, yes. He has arrived, and I am so happy, and I can't wait to watch the next one, which is...
Guys, this has been 1957's Paths of Glory. Great watch. Join us in 1 week where we're tackling 1960's 197-minute epic, Spartacus.
Oh, the historical... Okay, the historical epic thing. Okay. Okay, that's going to be tough.
That's going to be 1 watch per weekend.
Okay, that's going to be tough.
Oh, do it for Stanley.